COBOL is one of those languages that gives most people nightmares. You'll see it on Indeed on a job paying like 150 grand plus, but then you actually start to learn it and you just hate your life. Now, what is COBOL? COBOL is a high-level language that came out in the late 50s, and it came out right after World War II. Now, what happened in World War II is America thought that they were hot shit, and they believed that English was the main language of the land. So they made an entire programming language around English. It's verbose, it's ugly, and all in all, it's not really used anymore. Unless you are going to be working at IBM on government machinery, you're probably not going to see this language a lot. But if you learn it, it would be kind of a fun conversation starter in an interview. You and the interviewer probably both hate COBOL, but today I thought I'd just show you guys a little bit of this language so you can get a better understanding of it. So here we are on JDoodle, a cloud IDE, because obviously I didn't want to download a COBOL compiler. It just seems like something that I'm going to use once for this video and then never again. As you can tell, this doesn't look like your standard code. This just looks like sentences. You have periods, you have words, a lot of words, long words, and it just looks like, I don't know, a strange paragraph. Speaking of paragraphs, that's one of the sections in COBOL. COBOL's structure of code is made up of sentences, paragraphs, and statements. I guess I said that kind of backwards. Statements is before paragraphs. But they basically framed their code like an essay. Now, the one bad thing about COBOL is that it has over 300 reserved words, whereas Python has 35 reserved words. Now, I want you to just take a moment and think about why it's probably a bad idea to have over 300 reserved words. Did you get the answer? It's unnecessary as fuck. We don't need over 30 ways to do the same thing. In Python, you have one way to do something and then that's it. Everyone learns how to do it that way, and why make another way to do it if the first way works? So let's go over what we have so far. We have identification division, and this is basically just declaring the identification for our function. This thing is our function. We have program ID hello world, or I guess program is a better word, but we are going to make a function in this program. So wow, I should have framed that better. Here we have the data division, and this is where your variables go. Working storage section, this just basically accesses the memory of the device you're running the program on. So if you have this program running on your IBM machine, this would be directly accessing the memory of that IBM machine. Then we have the procedure division, which is, this is going to execute the actual procedural code until it hits this stop run. So let's make some variables. So first I'm going to do this 0, 1, which I'm not really even sure why we do this. I know it has something to do with like punch cards or something. Basically back then when programming first came about, people would write line by line what they were doing, and it would be structured by these numbers. So you'd have like 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, and so on until the execution of your code, which made it really funny because like if you messed up on like line 900 and you're like, I gotta take out line 900, everything after that has to like be shifted back. You gotta rewrite the whole program basically. With all that out of the way, let's write our first variable. I'm just gonna write integer, and we can write integer because it's not a reserved word, surprisingly. I'm gonna do 9 on the outside of 4. Now you might be like, what does that mean? PIC stands for picture clause, and it basically just tells the program that I'm about to declare a variable in a certain way. I'm painting the picture of how the variable is going to be structured. I know it's really weird, right? This 9 is how you declare an integer, not int, not, I don't even know. That's literally like the only way I've known how to declare an integer is just int. No, it's 9. And then the 4 indicates how many digits our integer can actually be. And then, oh, don't forget, we need a period. I don't know why I did this in here. It's actually supposed to go in our working storage section. Duh. Our procedure division, we'll call this variable though. First, let's assign it to something. So if we do set integer to, I don't know, like, let me just show you something real quick. 9999. Ooh, also, it's COBOL, so we gotta put everything in capitals. If I do display integer, and then I do set integer up by 1, which just means incrementing the variable, and then I do display integer again, we have 999, and then we have 0000. It's only reading the bottom 4 digits of this variable because we've set it to 4. If we set this guy to 5 though, see, it'll be that 09999 and then 10,000, which is what the variable actually is. So basically, this language sucks. Counting variable lengths is already bad enough with like chars in C. Integer lengths is like a whole different thing. It's so unnecessary. Speaking of strings, let's make one. I'm gonna do another 01 and I'm just gonna say string. Oh, I can't, look, that's a reserved word. Surprise, surprise. My string, TIC, we're gonna do X, and I'll just do like 10. Now, here's the thing. X means that it can be both letters and numbers. If I go back and I do A, that just means that it can only be letters for like alphabetical. My thing is like, why would you ever do that? Why don't you just do X all the time? It might be more management. Okay, no, I just looked it up and they do take up the same amount of memory. So we can assign our string by not doing set, but doing move. COBOL sucks. And then we'll say into, no, not into, to, yeah, to my string. Now you can just tell that like this language sucks. I really hope you guys can see this. But now I can do display my string and then execute that. And we got COBOL suck. Oh, no, we don't. We have COBOL suck. We're missing the S. We're missing the S. And that's because we made this too short. Bruh. Counting, like, characters is terrible. If you had to print out, like, a whole statement about, like, some data set or something, you'd have to count every letter in the statement. That's just... why? Look, now we got COBOL sucks. It's 11 characters. There you go. Alright, last but not least, let's just make a function just so you can see like how stupid this language is. So basically, just to create a function to call in this program, I'm just gonna like copy this. But what I wanted to show you guys is that in working storage section, we have something called a linkage section, like linking logs, linkage section. Look at this. So in our linkage section, which is just a funny name, we can basically pass variables. So in here, I'm going to change the program ID to my function. In our program, I'll do call my function, and then I'll say using, and let's say my string. Let's do the string value. Okay, another weird thing. I got to put this in quotation marks, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's not like the actual, I don't know. There's just so many like weird things about this language. So we're gonna pass my string to my function. And then in the linkage section, we have to declare this again. We have to go 01, my string. And I know there's a lot of old heads in the comments that are about to be like, oh, well, you just don't appreciate the language because you're stupid and you don't know. And I don't care what you have to say, honestly. But in this procedure, we're basically just gonna reassign this this variable. Also, on our procedure division, we gotta put using my string. It's like, obviously we're using my string. It's right freaking here. So then we're gonna do move. I really don't like it. To my string, and then it's going to not stop run, but it's gonna just end program my function. This is obviously like a longer string, and so we're back to square one. I gotta change this length. I'm just gonna make it, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna make it 900 just so we don't have to worry about it. I hope that doesn't break the program, but I mean, what is it? It's 1 byte of memory, so 900 bytes of memory I'm allocating. That's kind of funny. Let's do that, yeah. Look at it executing. It's taking so long. 900 bytes. Oh wait, hold on. After we call it though, we're gonna want to display my string. It's pretty cool because it gets passed by reference, so it's actually going to change my string. It's so much work to do all that. Like, function calling is so whack, so whack. All right, yeah. So we got 999, 10,000. COBOL sucks. I really don't like it. So that's my take on COBOL. Yeah, I just wanted to do like a little spiel video on the language that can definitely. Oh, don't hit the microphone. I'm sorry. It could definitely like make you a lot of money, but don't you want to like do something fun with programming? Anyways, if you guys like COBOL, then, you know, get cracking, get those applications out. You're about to have a lot of boring conversations in your interviews. I'm just kidding. I'm just bashing this for not really like any reason. It's an old language, you know. America tried to make an English language, but it just came out sloppy, came out too many words. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, taking a trip to the past, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.